Duncan, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think you are?
A 6.
I think you're a 3. Since I've been dating your mom, I don't see you putting yourself out there, bud. You can try to get that score up at my beach house this summer.
Who is this in all his awkward glory?
This is my son, Duncan.
I was gonna name my youngest Duncan, but we went with Peter. Finally, fixed his lazy eye, now it's even worse. Boop, boop.
Mom.
Just stare at the bridge of his nose, that's what I do.
You're the worst parent.
Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Alonso Duralde, Christy Lemire, Ben Mankiewicz, a movie I hear very good things about. Unfortunately, I was not able to see the way back.
This is the directorial debut of Nat Faxon and Jim Rash, who you know as the Oscar-winning co-writers of The Descendants and also from their TV work. Faxon is on Community. Rash is on Community. Faxon was on the short-lived Ben and Kate. They're groundlings. They're very, very funny. And this is one of the classic sort of That Summer That Changed Everything movies, where a young guy is on a terrible summer vacation until he meets a whole new set of friends by working at a water park. Check it out.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. You're having way too much fun. It's making everyone uncomfortable. Wow, I'm just kidding. That wasn't even my best stuff. Come on.
Just hold there for a sec.
This guy's an artist. Watch and learn.
And you are holding? Still holding?
This movie is total formula, but it is such a crowd pleaser, and it is so charming and so funny, and the dialogue just crackles, and great performances, great supporting cast.
There's something to be said, I think, for formula movies where you're plugging in people who really know what they're doing, and you having enough sort of fun and fresh ideas that you don't mind that the rest of it is totally hitting the marks when it's gonna, which is kind of like what we talked about with White House Down last week. Yes, it's a Die Hard ripoff, but it's a really good Die Hard ripoff, and this is a really good That Summer That Changed Everything movie.
And it definitely harkens to like mid-'80s in a lot of ways in terms of like, it's like the Flamingo Kid, it's like Dirty Dancing, it's got musical cues from like, In Excess and REO Speedwagon.
And Sam Rockwell is totally channeling Bill Murray in Meatballs.
And a lot of Chevy Chase, various Chevy Chase incarnations, like the fast-talking kind of smart alecky, overgrown kid.
And I like the whole sort of universe that this movie creates, like the wacky people at the water park, the lead kid who's really good, his mom, the mom's terrible boyfriend, the boyfriend's sort of social circle, you know, in the seaside community. Like you get little throughways into all these different universes, and they're all really interesting, and they feel lived in and not completely contrived.
Yeah, but there are contrivances.
Well, naturally,
like the beautiful girl next door, played by Anna Sophia Robb. Like, would she ever give this nerdy, awkward kid the time of day? Probably not, but the movie calls for him to have this first major crush and this girl who gives him some confidence. And again, it's contrivance, but they're cute together.
Absolutely, and the movie, I think, writes her in a way that makes her open to doing something different and doing something out of the ordinary, and not just
books.
not being the sort of dullard mean girl that all of her friends are, you know. So yeah, I had a great time.
I have like a connection to this, like 9 degrees connected, of the neighbor's husband, friends with, and I was hearing the conversation about it, and since I didn't have the opportunity to see it, I just started looking at the cast, and it strikes me as a movie that has like almost not one person after another where you just go, oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Oh, I love her. Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, but even like Allison Janney as the like wacky drunk neighbor next door is so charming and clearly also so damaged and so goofy, and like she brings a lot more to that wacky
Let me tell
role.
you that what I heard about Allison Janney in this, because she was so good that they took stuff out because it was too much. She was overpowering everything, but she was so good at it.
I mean, Sam Rockwell, Sam Rockwell damn near steals the whole movie.
Sure, yeah, no question. But I mean, you get these little, like Maya Rudolph has some great bits. Jim Rash actually is one of the sort of more oddball employees, and Steve Carell playing a very unsympathetic character.
And there's a couple in 1 year for him now. Right, between this and Burt Wonderstone, he's kind of pushing the limits of his likability. I mean, there's nothing likable about him here. He's an awful guy.
But this is good, and Burt Wonderstone is not.
Exactly.
Yeah, the writing. But the thing is, you still have to accept Steve Carell as being an inherently unlikable person. And maybe he means well, and it comes out in condescending, horrible ways.
Right.
But he might also be a really, really horrible person.
Well, he does, yeah. We learn, the more we learned about him, the less we like him, I think. But, I think these guys are, again, they're very much operating within formula, but they're doing it in a smart way. I would be excited to see what they do next. I think this is a really promising debut from them.
I just asked that maybe because it's their debut, maybe that's why it's a little formulaic, like you're safe when you're making your directorial debut. This is one of those good stories of guys submitting the script and having it and getting it bought and then being like, and we're going to direct it, you know, and then doing it successfully. That's a nice.
Yeah, you can tell it's the kind of movie they probably loved themselves growing up.
Yeah,
it reminds me of all the movies that I loved growing up in the '80s.
I'm sure they probably like sat the teenagers down and said, okay, you got to watch these 10 movies that you've probably never seen before, but they mean a lot to us, you know.
All right, what do you guys give it? I'm looking it up on. I'm sorry, you gave it a.
I gave it an 8.2.
And I gave it an 8.5. Yeah, solid 8.5.
88%.
Woo!
All right, thanks everybody.
Bye.